What is up, diecast collectors? This is OBB, the diecast news guy, and welcome everybody to a brand new NASCAR diecast review provided by my good friends. As you know what it is, Circle B Diecast, your plan B to get NASCAR diecast online instead of the retailers. I mean, it is a more consistent reason to get NASCAR diecast and better quality as well. So you want to make sure to use that promo code OBBYT to get you guys $6 off the shipping, as you can also order this from my local diecast dealer that I actually picked up very recently at Daytona, which was Daytona Racing and Hobbies, and today it is going to be on Kevin Harvick's 2022 Busch Apple Michigan Race Win Ford Mustang for Stewart-Haas Racing. You guys can tell this is an adult series collectible because it does come with a base, but I already took the base off because, you know me and my 164 scale diecast, I don't like anything that basically doesn't make it look like a diecast. And yeah, diecast are diecast without bases. So if you guys want a much more in-depth video of how to remove the bases, I recommend checking out my good buddy Race Craze's video on how to remove the base, because I think he did a really good job explaining that. But without further ado, let's go ahead and start off the diecast review and the official unboxing of Kevin Harvick's 2022 Michigan Race Win car. And already a bunch of bad apples. We got this diecast salvage box, and yeah, this is a really, and I mean a really cool looking paint scheme with a lot of cool detail. Well, it's a race win, dipshit, so of course it's gonna have detail, but there is something that's on this card that we'll get into in a second, whether it's with the paint scheme or a cool little feature that we have from Victory Lane. But would it be hard to believe? I mean, first of all, it's hard to believe is that we got ourselves, looks like possibly a headlight that is actually skewed more up than what it usually is, but I can't say I'm not surprised. That is the standard Lionel quality control, as now we're going to be zooming into this bitch and showcase that beautiful Mustang, as that was not really the clearest zoom transition ever, but whatever though. This is a pretty low budget diecast review anyways, but see right there, lots of cool fine details. I mean, you can definitely tell, I mean, that Mustang horse right there looks a little banged up. I don't know if that's like some dirt or some debris or whatever, but you see the mesh grill right there, kind of giving it a nice little, well, meshy look. But the Busch Light apple scheme, as you can see, this one is pretty unique. You got yourself just a bunch of barrel of apples. I mean, kind of reminds me of like that old game I used to play in the, like when I was little, where you have to like, I don't know, like, has something to do with apples. I forgot what the fuck it's called, but yeah. I'm not the biggest fan of drinking beer anymore, so I can't really relate to this car anymore. I mean, I know, how ironic, but I don't know. I guess I'm liking my 3G a little bit more, but this is really nice, cool looking painting they got right here. It's kind of like the best of both worlds. So, you know, the primary Busch car, which we'll be getting to for a side-by-side comparison in a second, and majority of the Stewart-Haas cars from Kevin Harvick, including last year as well, they kind of ran this similar paint scheme, like where it's like a two-tone paint scheme, where the primary is right here, and then right here where the side sponsors are, they'll have a different color. In this case, it's blue. It fits well because, you know, that's where most of the accents are, where the number 4 is, and the Bushel of Busch, which I actually googled what the fuck Bushel means. I guess it stands for a pack of Busch. I don't know, but this car also has a working suspension. But if you look pretty closely in this paint scheme, guys, sure, it's just a red background, but if you can see right here, we got ourselves some apple. We got some half-eaten apple cores, so that's quite eco-friendly. And then we got some beer Busch cans right there. But also, we do see a number 4 right there, so how about that? A nice little Easter egg, so if you guys really like to look for Easter eggs. But another thing I actually would encourage you guys to go out and buy this is, if you look pretty closely on the back, those are actual Busch Light apple cans that are on the back of this decklet, or whatever is left of a decklet, because these decklets are so narrow now. I've got used to it. But you see, there's the fine detail in the interior. That's something that lacks on the NASCAR Authentics cars. Heck, you know, remember that time we had a Busch Light logo on a NASCAR Authentics car? Yeah, I remember, from Wave 10, that Ream car. But yeah, I know you're probably like, why the hell did I wait this long to review this? Because I was trying to find a good reason. Well, one good reason I probably shouldn't buy a car like this is look at that paint bubble and some weird chips on that 4. But that's standard Lionel quality control, so I can't complain about that because I know what is there to expect. But there's no number 4 Easter egg on the back right here compared to here, so I can't really say that the paint scheme is exactly the same. But that is a nice little touch, and it just shows you that Busch does a good job showcasing the little Easter eggs and fine details are on these cars. And since this is a race win diecast, we got to talk about that carbon fiber splitter. As you see right there, that shit looks really nice, and it's pretty amazing that, you know, we give Lionel a lot of crap, but there's one thing that they always do right, and that is creating race accurate die cast, not only for the 124s but the 464s. See, the carbon fiber is also extended right there on the side, and of course, got those gunmetal rims, really nice. But back to what I was trying to say about the Declan, man. They kind of did this before. I mean, as you can see, the camera really wants to overexpose now. Look at that. It's like a sandstorm gone lost. But, I don't know, might need some Busch to fix that shit. But I really like that idea because that, if you guys remember, they did that with the Kyle Busch championship win from the Cup Series in, 2019? And also the Bristol Dirt Race as well, when Kyle Busch won that race last year. By the way, rest in peace to the Bristol Dirt Race, But as you can see, this is another car that does not have the the colored logos. But don't worry, we are getting that for later 2023 releases. And if you guys are ready for some 2023 Race Win diecast, feel free to let me know because we got ourselves a lot of good ones coming up, including Mark Truex Jr.'s LA Clash win, the Daytona 500 champion of Rick Downs Jr., and Kyle Busch's Lucas Oil cars. So if you are just excited as I am to review more Race Win diecast, then probably a good time to subscribe to this video because, heck, this ain't going to be the only time I'm going to be reviewing a car that has to do with Race Win diecast and Busch. But let's get on to the side-by-side comparison now of the original Busch scheme from 2022, which I did not pick up as 2023 car because pretty much exactly the same. But if you guys like your Busch sponsorship, of course, this is going to be one to get. As you guys know, this sponsorship will be going to Ross Chastain next year in that #1 car. And as for Josh Berry, he will be taking over this 4 car. So, and another reason why I know this sounds like a video like, oh wow, this guy's giving a lot of reasons why I should buy this car. Well, this could be possibly, the Richmond car. What I'm trying to say is that Kevin Harvick broke a long winless streak in this car. I think it was like 65 or 68 races. After 2020, just things weren't really going right for him. I mean, he literally went from becoming one of the top 3 elite drivers in NASCAR in terms of winning races to pretty much the bottom in the barrel and probably the only guy that is pretty much carrying speed out of this Stewart-Haas racing program. God, you thought this year was bad. Next year, they are really going to be plummeting in value. Because Harvick was the only guy that was able to make it to the playoffs last year and also this year as well. So, Chase Briscoe, of course, was able to get a win last year, but come on. I mean, yeah, he had some good runs, but Harvick is a veteran, and there's a reason why he's a veteran, because he somehow finds a way to find speed. But if you're able to find this car in the Richmond car, which could be his last time we will see him win in a Cup Series. I mean, there's still 7 races left, so who knows? He might actually find victory lane in this car very soon. But, I can't say in this car because the Busch Light Apple scheme is actually gone. They've replaced it with Peach, which I know has been pretty divisive for some people. But I forgot we were doing a comparison, so let's get back onto our not-so-short-term memory and showcase the differences of this car compared to the primary. And you can definitely see this is way much more different because one is a raced version and one isn't. But Busch always has really unique paint schemes. And this one is no exception. I don't know why I did not pick up his 2020 or 2021 cars from the Busch Apple car. I felt like I was a little appled out, to be honest with you. But this one is really nice, and I'm glad I picked it up. But, the choice is always yours, just like those Action Racing Champions diecast. But, I hope you guys enjoyed this relatively short NASCAR diecast review of the Kevin Harvick 2022 Busch Light Apple Ford Mustang Michigan race win for Stewart-Haas Racing. Comment, subscribe, and I don't know, I'm going to go ahead and, bop some apples now. So see you guys next time, and, apples.